It has been filmed stealing kills from lions. It has survived bites from black mambas, one of the most venomous snakes on Earth. It has been gassed, beaten, and left for dead, and walked away like nothing happened. So what does it take to stop a honey badger? The answer might be nothing. The honey badger, Mellivora capensis, lives across sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, and parts of South Asia. It weighs between 7 and 16 kilograms. About the size of a medium dog. That is not impressive, until you look at what it does. There are verified accounts of honey badgers driving lions off fresh kills, not running from them, driving them away. Scientists, rangers, and wildlife photographers all say the same thing. The honey badger does not understand the concept of backing down. But that raises the real question. Is this animal genuinely fearless? Or has evolution simply built it something even better than courage? Start with the skin. Honey badger skin is roughly 6 millimeters thick, loose, rubbery, and extraordinarily tough. Arrows, machetes, and dog bites have been documented as failing to penetrate it fully. But more importantly, the skin is loose. If a predator grabs it, the honey badger can rotate almost completely inside its own skin and bite back. Think about that. It turns being seized into an attack. Then there are the claws, long, thick, and powerful enough to tear through termite mounds made of near-concrete soil. They will also go straight into a predator's eye if the situation calls for it. The jaw is built on the same principle. Bone-crushing bite force relative to its size, strong enough to chew through tortoise shells. This animal did not evolve to run. It evolved to outlast anything that attacks it, and to make that attack as costly as possible. Africa has some of the deadliest snakes on Earth. The puff adder, the black mamba, the Cape cobra. Any one of them can kill a human being in hours, some in minutes. The honey badger eats them for lunch. Sometimes literally. Documented footage and field reports show honey badgers actively hunting venomous snakes, not avoiding them, and yes, they do get bitten. There are remarkable wildlife clips showing a honey badger get envenomated, drop, and go completely limp. It looks dead. Then sometimes within an hour, it gets back up and goes back to eating the snake. Researchers have found that honey badgers carry genetic mutations in their nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, the same pathway exploited by neurotoxic snake venom. In short, their cells partially resist the venom's mechanism. It is not total immunity, but it is enough. Enough to survive what would kill most other animals their size 10 times over. Here is where it gets stranger. Because the honey badger's most powerful weapon might not be its skin, or its claws, or its venom resistance. It might be its mind. Studies and field observations consistently show that honey badgers learn fast. Captive honey badgers have been documented using tools, stacking objects to climb out of enclosures. They memorize patrol routes of predators and avoid them deliberately. They remember which humans fed them and which ones were a threat, but it is the aggression that truly sets them apart. When cornered, or even just mildly annoyed, the honey badger does not freeze. It does not flee. It attacks, and it attacks the most vulnerable point it can reach. Eyes, groin, throat. Animals 20 times its size have retreated from a charging honey badger, not because the badger is the strongest animal in the encounter, but because the cost of fighting it is simply not worth it. That is not fearlessness. That is a calculated, evolved strategy, packaged in an animal that feels no incentive to stop. Not everything about the honey badger is war. There is one of the most unusual partnerships in the animal kingdom: the honey badger and the greater Honeyguide bird. The bird finds beehives but cannot access them. The honey badger can break them open, but does not always know where they are. So the Honeyguide calls. The honey badger follows. The badger tears the hive apart with its claws. Thousands of bees, stinging repeatedly, targeting the face. The honey badger barely reacts. The thick facial skin and the dense fur absorb most of it. It eats the honey. The bird moves in after and eats the larvae. A partnership, mutualism, two species that figured out they are more effective together. For all its aggression, the honey badger is not just a wrecking machine. It is opportunistic, adaptive, and more intelligent than most people expect. For all its reputation, the honey badger is not invincible. Young honey badgers are vulnerable. Before the skin thickens and the aggression fully develops, large birds of prey and big cats can take them. Adults are occasionally killed by large packs of lions or spotted hyenas, when the numbers are overwhelming and retreat is impossible. And then there is the human threat. Honey badgers raid chicken coops and beehives kept by farmers. They are persecuted across parts of their range, trapped, poisoned, and shot. In some regions, populations have declined significantly. An animal that can survive a mamba cannot survive habitat loss and deliberate killing at scale. So, back to the question, what does it take to stop a honey badger? The honest answer is this. The honey badger is not fearless in the way a reckless animal is fearless. It is fearless because evolution has spent millions of years removing every reason it needs to be afraid. Armor that flexes, venom resistance, bone-crushing jaws, problem-solving intelligence, and an aggression dial that starts at 10 and never comes down. Every predator it faces runs a calculation. Is this prey worth the damage it will do to me? For the honey badger, the answer is almost always no. It does not fear because it does not need to. And in the natural world, that might be the most powerful adaptation of all. If you want more stories about the animal's evolution built to survive anything, subscribe, because next time we are looking at an animal that shares the honey badger's territory and has a completely different strategy for staying alive. The one that hides in plain sight and weaponizes its own body against predators. Stay with us.